What is going on YouTube? Tis me, your hombre. Back at it again with the white vans. We out here live streaming some Fortnite. Now, I just recently downloaded the newest update. This is actually Fortnite Season 5. They've added quite a few new places, but I'm actually going to Dusty Divot because I found an exclusive there that only, to my knowledge, I know about. And we're going to check it out today. But just give me 1 second while I set up the stream. Also, while I play some Fortnite, you know, take some solo dubs and Battle Royale. That's what I do as a Fortnite streamer that I am. I'm going to talk about my day, what's going on in my life. Spoiler alert, not a lot. I'm sorry about that. That was a little bullying. Anyway, I think I'm all set. Welcome to Fortnite Season 5. Exclusive first gameplay. Now, this secret, as you may tell by the thumbnail, as you can see, this is the new battle bus. I love it. This is also the new map. It's pretty intuitive, but I'm going to hop out of the bus. And if you can see, that's where I put my point. And I'm just going to fall down. They actually added in something new, right? You actually start out with 4 random weapons. You don't, like, get anything. You spawn with 4 random weapons. Now, I'm not going to do that because I'm streaming. But if you look right here, Dusty Divot, right? Welcome to world-class exclusive Fortnite Season 5 Dusty Divot gameplay. And I have found something brand new that only I have seen. See, look, they added these dual-wield revolvers right here. They also added a new assault rifle, a new launcher, and these redesigned sticky bombs that are actually infinite. See, look, that was somebody shooting a rocket launcher at me. But Thors hammer has been confirmed in Fortnite Season 5. Look at it. This is probably a hint to like a Thor game mode, like the Thanos one in Season 4. It is revolutionary to say the least, and I'm happy to report that I am the first in the world to finally see Thor's hammer in Dusty Divot. Now, I'm just gonna be you know, they also added in this grappling hook, and now you can parachute whenever you want, and this little jet suit, I guess, jetpack. I guess the jetpack's in. They also added trains, which is bonkers. I mean, look at this. Look at this, like, intuition. I mean, see, look, and now that's the brand new missile launcher. Ah, I just lost. I can't believe I just made a rookie mistake like that. I'm so sorry, stream. I'm usually so much better at Fortnite than this, and for me to make a big mistake, it's disappointing to say the least, as the viewers. So how's everybody's day going, huh? How is life? Is it going good? At all the people in the stream, gonna talk about a snake being back. I'm kidding. Actually, we might talk about Smash Bros. Ultimate. If it wasn't obvious, this was all a goof. I'm not playing Fortnite. I hate Fortnite. We're gonna be playing Just Cause 3 because I'm really excited for Just Cause 4. And I really love the Just Cause franchise. I never played the first one. And yeah. I never played the first one. But I played the second one a shit ton on my Xbox 360. And then I played this one a lot. I'm not joining the party while I'm streaming because this is just gonna be a one-man, 1 hour power stream. Yeah, I don't really know what to talk about. I started rewatching one of my favorite shows of all time, How I Met Your Mother. Oof, if you have not seen that show, watch it because you're missing out. I watched the entire first season today. it was just oof. It was just oof. See, look at this. Look at this. You're gonna see the new assault rifle gameplay. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. I'm not doing fucking Fortnite. Oh shit, forgot. It's been a while since I did this one. This is like the only one where you have to like disable multiple things. It's like gay. Destroy the turbines. See, look. This is the simultaneous gold dual-wield revolvers. They're called the Little General. I don't know why. It could be a reference to Fortnite's general manager, who was also the general of the British armies in World War II. That's a little-known fact. That's a Strideron Gate 812 exclusive that you can find only on these streams. And yeah. I don't know what to talk about. I'm about to quit my job as soon as I find another one because I hate my job. It sucks. It's not like it's a hard job. It's just like management. It's terrible. They treat us like shit. And then I don't take time off usually, and I don't really have people cover my schedules. Like, it's only been like happening in the last month, and I had to I think I had 2 shifts covered because I was in California. But they punish you for taking time off. Like, let's say I work 4 days a week, right? I'll be working 4 days a week, and then I have to take a week off, which actually happened like last November. I took a week off, but I said this like months in advance. Like I said, I had to take off a week in November, and I said this in, I think, September. I told my boss then and there. Or maybe even when I got hired in August. I don't know. It was really early, okay? And so I was working 4 days a week before, and then I took the week off, and then I was down to working 1. We didn't hire anybody. We didn't change the schedule. It's just for some reason I worked way less shifts, and it took like months to be back up to 3 shifts a week. And I was like doing okay on 3 shifts a week. I would have rather had 4 because 4 is just better for the money. And then had to take another week off. I think I had to take, when did I have to take a week? I just know I had to take a week off, or a large amount of time off, right? And then I got my shift, my time off down. Oh, I'm being stupid. It was literally like a week or 2 ago. It was last week, right? I took off Tuesday through Sunday because I went to a graduation, and then I went to California. And they put me down to 2 shifts a week, which was just isn't enough. And then, but I mean, that might also have to do with my boss being an idiot and hiring like 8 new people when we really don't need anybody new. Like, we were already like somewhat overstaffed, and then he hired 4 new people. And I was like, all right, whatever. One of them was like a really close friend, and so I was like okay with it. And then he just kept on hiring people and hiring people and hiring people. And like literally it's gotten to the point where I think nobody is getting shifts. Nobody's getting enough shifts. And so I don't know how he thinks people are like supposed to pay for anything, because I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure there are people who have to pay for like car insurances and all that stuff, and if he's not working them, then that's on him. So I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna find a new job somewhere, because fuck Glenavere. Actually, no. I work at Glenavere Golf and Tennis. It's a place in Oregon. Not fuck it, but fuck management. There's a lot of good guys that work there. That's the only reason I'm kind of hesitant, because I found some people who I'm like, I just like, I really like them. They're like a bunch of great people, and you know, I really trust them. But I mean, it's just, I never work with them. One of them works like only 1 day a week, and I can't blame him, because you know, he's about to get another job, and he just, I'm not mad at him for working 1 day a week at all. That's his choice. I mean, I'm quitting, for God's sake. And another friend just has another job. Again, not mad at him for that, you know. I think he gets paid more, and where he works is a restaurant, so it's like, he pulls in bank for tips, like, on God. Like, I don't want to work at a restaurant, but I totally would just for the tips, because, like, damn, I've heard stories, man, I've heard stories. And then, that was my other friend who, like, yeah, that's his only job, but I know, well, I want to hang out with these people after, you know. I'm not going to, like, quit and then never talk to these people again because, you know, that's just not what you do with friends. Let's say you graduated from school, you don't just drop your friends, you still stay in contact with them if they mean something to you. And I'd say that these guys all mean something to me, so I'm gonna keep them around. What else do I want to talk about? I guess I did kind of want to talk about Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's a little late, and this is like not the game. I'm not playing a Nintendo game, and that's because I'm broke. I have no idea how to stream a Switch, and I think I need a PC for that. And your boy does not have a PC, and is probably not getting one anytime soon, just because I have no desire. But Smash Bros. Ultimate. Alright, let's talk about it. So, I remember when Smash Bros. 5, because like back when it was way teased at a Nintendo Direct, right? So all we saw was Inklings, Mario returning, and Breath of the Wild Link, and then like we saw some silhouettes, but like, I mean, it was nobody that was substantial. No, it wasn't like we saw a silhouette and people were like, oh my god, is that a lightsaber? You know, it wasn't something like that. It was like, oh my god, it's Donkey Kong. I was really scared about Donkey Kong not returning. Like, no, and none of that. And so, what I find interesting, okay, so not there yet. So I had said, in order, I didn't actually say who I wanted. I said who I wanted, I didn't say who I thought was going to be in it. Because honestly, I just thought it would be like, really like, basic people, like ice climbers. Oh, shout out to my boy Zach. He was one of the work friends I talked about, and I love him. Hold on. So, what was I going to talk about? Okay, so, I mean, if I had really wanted to make a top 5 people who I think are going to be in it, it would have been Ice Climbers Decidueye, someone from ARMS, someone from, like, the new Fire Emblem coming out next year, and then...
Damn, is this the new Halo?
No, it's actually Fortnite. They actually put vehicles into Fortnite. Little did you know. And then, I don't know, for the fifth person, I would have thought about it more, but I'm just thinking about it on the spot. Maybe someone from the Xenoblade Chronicles game that just came out this year. Maybe a new Donkey Kong character. Yeah, a new Donkey Kong character. And then for my, like, ones I wanted, like, the first 3 I knew were never going to be in it. It was,
Azerbaijan forever. That ass sick, bro, I might get it back.
Fortnite? Hell yeah, Fortnite's a great game. And then Azerbaijan forever. Sorry, that's, I was in a economic group. Anyway, so back to Smash, right? I think I said Richtofen, Starkiller, Darkrai, Waluigi, and then Snake, right? In that order. And then the first 2 that I said never going to be in Smash. I just thought it'd be really cool because they're like characters from my favorite games of all time. And so it would have been cool to see them in Smash, but I mean, I never like got my hopes up, as I rightfully should. They're never going to be in Smash. And then Darkrai, I'm honestly
God, dude,
happy.
I just love your sexy voice.
Thanks, BB. Darkrai, I'm just happy that he's confirmed to be like a Pokeball again. I'm just happy because, I mean, he's my favorite Pokemon of all time. I'm just glad that he's in Smash because I love him. And I think he deserves more respect. I don't think he will, but I mean, you know, I want him to be like #1, you know. Anyway, and then, the only 2 that I actually thought could ever be in Smash was Waluigi and Snake. Snake
Give me a fatty.
But Konami is the devil, and Konami has Snake, so I was like, they're probably not going to put him in. But, like, he was my main to end all mains in Brawl, so I was really hoping that I didn't get my hopes up. And then Waluigi, I just thought, it's like, you know, they're always going to add a new Mario rep. So, the 3 that people were talking about for this one was Toad, Paper Mario, and Waluigi. And I was like, Waluigi, because, I mean, A, he's not fucking Toad. Toad is useless. B, he's not another Mario. We really don't need another Mario. And he's like, I mean, he's funny, he's unique. And then if you want to make him a shitty joke character that's as bad as like Pichu, make him a shitty joke character that's as bad as Pichu. I just want him in the game as a character. So that was what I had thought going in. And then for E3, I was really excited. And so I remember I was in a class and I started watching the direct. And then the boy Sakurai, he makes Smash. He's like the director. He was like, what's up? We're going to show you a video. And I was like, damn. And so it started happening. And I was like, damn, this looks sexy. this is like best graphics, this is gonna be great, it's like looking beautiful. And then the ice climbers were back, and I was
Amendment
like,
I Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging.
whoopsies, had a little goof there. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Sorry, I'm just checking one little quick thing. Yeah, the ice climbers came back, and I was like, if you didn't think ice climbers were
Nice
coming
job,
back,
Dylan.
you'd be stupid, right? And then, so I kept on watching
I
it.
am sorry.
And then, I saw...
What? Shut the fuck up.
I saw Pokemon Trainer, and I was like,
It is all your fault.
Fucking yeah, I really liked him for ball. Though I did like Charizard being like fully exposed and like able to be his own character in Wii U and 3DS. But I was glad that Squirtle and Ivysaur are coming back. And then it just showed like
You ruined the fucking stream.
Ryu and Cloud coming back. I didn't think they'd come back because they were third party and they were DLC, so it's kind of just a big what if. But they were brought back and I was happy. I saw like Ganon and Zelda and Link all got new looks and I liked that. And then they went to that fucking like black screen and I was like, oh, who's up? Who's next? And then it was Snake, and I just about cried in my Spanish class because I was so happy that he's back. Because I mean, he's my dad, you know. I loved him in Brawl, and he is by far my favorite character to use like ever. And so I was just really happy that he's back. And so I kept on going, and then it was like everyone's here, and I'm like, oh shit, even Pichu and Young Link, and then it showed Pichu and Young Link, and I'm like, yep, this is gonna be a good game. And so, and then it was like, yeah, here's all the
You
changes.
re my daddy, emoji blowing kiss.
Then it was all the changes to the fighters, and it was, I mean, that was cool, but like, I don't feel like I need to talk about it, because if you really want to know, watch the video. I'm just talking about my reactions to it. I thought it was cool. I liked how he was like, backed by popular demand, Snake, and I was like, yeah, it's probably me, like, fucking sending Nintendo 1,000 tweets about bringing Snake back. Like, I would tell, like, Reggie, I'd be like, hey, bring back Snake, and be like,
My
I don't know.
favorite is my sprinkler goes like this TST and comes back like DT.
Yeah, I'd be hitting up, like, Reggie, be like, hey, fucking put Snake back in. He's like, I don't fucking make Smash, and so it's like, whatever. Anyway, so that happened, and then they were like, alright, we're gonna show off the Inklings, and I'm like, oh wait, no, never mind, sorry, that wasn't there yet. And then they started talking about Dark Pit and Lucina, and they're like, this is an Echo Fighter, and I was like, alright, we're just giving a fancy name to clones. I dig. I'm a fan of clone characters, because it's like, I mean, it'd be one character as opposed to, say, 3, you know, like, let's say in Smash 4, right? When it was being made.
Chandler Michael Lale let me eat your ass, and Dylan H says he loves ice climbers.
Ice climbers are, I mean, I don't know, ice climbers are okay. I've never really played them. I'm not the biggest fan. What was I gonna say? And so they're showing off clones, and I was like, okay, let's say for Smash 4 for Wii, right? They had the 3 clones at the end: Dr. Mario, Dark Pit, and Lucina, right? Right? Those are like blatant clones. And then
my sprinkler goes like this. So this.
So basically, yeah, if they had like made 3 clone characters that were at least decent, and then, you know, as opposed to like, let's say 1 new character, I'd rather than do the clones, because odds are, be like some weeaboo from Fire Emblem, like not
beautiful.
Like maybe if it was like Waluigi, then I'd be like, alright, hold the phone. And then, so they're like, here are the Echo Fighters, and then they're like, here's a brand new Echo Fighter. And I was like, oh shit, who are we getting? And then we got Daisy, and Daisy is by far my least favorite Mario character. I hate Daisy. I just like, hi, I'm Daisy. I hate them so much. I don't know why. It's just like I have a seething rage for Daisy. And if you like Daisy, get the fuck out. Like honestly, get the hell out of this stream. And so I was like, okay. So in Smash 5, there are currently all the people from all games, right? Which is cool. That's really cool that they brought them all back. And then Inklings and Daisy. And then they showed off Inklings a little, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I've never played Splatoon, but hopefully they're fun. And then the rest of the stream was kind of meh. I mean, it wasn't meh. It was still cool, but it's not much to report. Only thing I'd really talk about was the fact that Spear Pillar is back from Brawl. Now it's my favorite stage in Brawl, so I was really happy about that. And then I don't know what else to talk about that wasn't. And then they're like, we're bringing back a GameCube controller, and I was like, I really don't care. And then they talked about amiibos, and I have 0 amiibos. And then they're like, all right. So I hope because we brought everybody back, you're not too upset about there not being too many new characters. And he was like, but we have one more now. So I'm like, oh yeah, they're gonna make a new character. Like, they're not just gonna be like 2 new characters, right? And then so Samus, Mega Man, and Mario, and I'm like, it's fucking Ridley. And I was like, they can't do that. They can't do like. There was 2 parts. I was like, one was like, oh, it's Ridley, and then I was like, oh, it'll never be Ridley, because the guy who made Smash was like, yeah, Ridley will never be in Smash. He's way too big, right? And so I was just watching it, and then fucking killed Mega Man and Mario, and I was like, damn, like he killed 2 icons of gaming to be in Smash, and like his trailer was like amazing. And so I've never played a Metroid game, but I know of Ridley from like Smash things.
Is chat gone?
Chat is not gone. You were just, I think you're typing in the @ symbol.
I
so
think
it just wouldn't pop in. But
I am sad emoji crying loudly.
sorry, chat is not gone. I don't know why this person just let me. Thank you. Yeah, I was really happy that Ridley was in, because I've never played Super Metroid, but he seems like a really cool, like, he's just a big fucking pterodactyl. That's sick. That's tight. AF, motherfucker. Also, one of my coworkers just sent me a text that said,
skipping the rest. I am sorry.
sorry about that, something was going on behind the screen. Anyway, so my coworker texted me, he was like, hey, ice climbers are the shit, and I'll fight you. And, Zach, I will fight you in real life, kid. No, bring in our 3DSs or our Switches. I will fight you in real life, and you will lose, okay? Because I am more desperate than you. But honestly, I have no quarrel with ice climbers. The only reason why I would is if like they were in Smash and like Snake wasn't, you know, because you know Snake is cooler than ice climbers. Because like he's like, what's up? He's just cool. And then another thing that like, so I'm apprehensive about this, right? So the guy who voiced Snake, or like originally voiced Snake, his name is David Hayter. So he is voicing him. He voiced Snake in Brawl, but in between Brawl and this new one, like there's a couple new Metal Gear Solid games, and they changed voice actors to I think like the guy from 24. I don't know his name. I'm sorry. And so they changed it, and so I wonder why chat isn't popping up. Like count speech or whatever. Anyway. They changed voice actors, and then so that guy who voiced Snake for Brawl is back, and so I was like, great, that was probably the best part about Snake. Not the best, but one of the best. You know how he was like, he was like, no, when he like had his little time bomb, and I was like, oh, you little Snake, you. And then I loved his final smash when he'd be like, it's showtime, and I'm like, hell yeah, it is, fuck these fuckers the fuck up. And then we did fuck those fuckers the fuck up. Like, it was amazing. And so I watched some gameplay of the Direct, and then I watched some gameplay that, like, Nintendo themselves put out. And it's, like, I think the only time I ever heard Snake's voice was when he died. And it was the same exact as Brawl. Don't get me wrong, it was the same, like, you know. But I don't think it was, like, I didn't hear him when he placed the sticky bomb. And he does have a new Final Smash, which does look interesting. But, like, they changed it. I don't know if he says it's showtime any better, but that is the best part about him, you know? He's just like, it's showtime, relax, man. Yeah, I don't know what else to talk about. So that was the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate reveal. I really liked it. I'm very excited for the game. It's probably the only game I'm gonna pre-order this year. Maybe, maybe Black Ops 4, because I was gonna pre-order it, and then I was like, I think I'm gonna be gone, like, out of the country when it comes out, and I don't want to be like 2 weeks late. And then, like, you know, Treyarch does make the best Call of Duties, and I'm really excited that they're remastering Mom of the Dead, because it was my favorite map of all time. I don't know if I really care about Call of Duty anymore. Like, I know it's Treyarch, and they make the best CODs hands down, and I feel like I should care, but like, I did care when they had their little community event. I was excited, so I'll probably pre-order it, but I'm probably not going to pre-order the digital deluxe edition. I'm probably just gonna wait to see if the first DLC map looks decent and then buy the Black Ops Pass. That I may be spending more money, but I have a super secret way of getting new games on the cheap. So at the very least, I could pre-order Black Ops 3 for cheap, right? And then like maybe just have to buy like the season pass at full price, and I'd be okay with that. And then actually, a game that I'm actually way more excited for than Black Ops 4 is just Cuz 4, because like, if you haven't seen the trailer and you're into these games, watch the trailer now. It is beautiful. So like, gameplay wise, it looks, I mean, they showed like very doctored cuts. So like, I don't know, they probably showed just a majority of cutscenes, right? But one thing they showed at the very end, right? I mean, they showed it a little bit in the beginning, right? They showed like a tornado, and I was like, sweet, there's gonna be like more dynamic weather. That's gonna be really cool. I hope they add multiplayer, because that is my biggest hope. Anyway, back to just before. And then they had like Rico driving a car into the tornado, and I'm like, god damn it. Like, you know how many like hours I've wasted? I think it's actually days. If you look at my total gameplay. Hold on. I don't know why it'd be in there. I'm sorry. Oh wait, no, I know where it might be. Progress. I want to see time played. Leaderboards, maybe? Call out, inbox, feats, weapon, vehicle, havoc. Maybe it's miscellaneous. Parachute, wonder. I just want to see how long I've played this global. Nope. Challenge. Nope, it would not be challenge scores. I don't know where I'd see my like total game playing this. I bet it's a. I don't think chat is working. Let me see. Um, is this the guy? I'm sad. Chat's gone. Yeah, I don't know what's up with chat. It's not working. Sorry. Uh, it's on. Chat speech should be on. I don't know why it's not. But anyway, back to Just Cause 4. We didn't see a lot. All we know is it's coming out this year, December 4th. It's coming out 3 days for fucking Just Cause, or Smash 5, and that is like, I'm gonna like play it for an hour, and then like get Smash Bros 5, and then I'm gonna be like, what do I do for the rest of my life? Because like, I already have the 2 game of the years. Like, people are like, Red Dead Redemption 2? Nah, y'all play in basic ass games, bro. You gotta play like advanced level games. Now I'm gonna get all the Rockstar boys in my ass, like, you don't like Red Dead Redemption 2, you don't like a game before you even played it. And I was like, well, you can't really say you like it before you play it, you know, it's the same concept, you know, you can say you don't like a game, and you can say you do like a game before you play it, like, you don't like the vibe it gives off, you know? Like, something like Cyberpunk 2077, like, does anybody really clamoring for that? It looks really like, it looks like a solid out of 10, you know? But like, just cause 4, when you're driving in a tornado, and then Smash 5, when Snake is in HD, and he is kicking the shit out of Mega Man, and Pac-Man, and Ridley, and everybody, and Pichu, you can have Snake strangle Pichu. I am not making this up. There's no gameplay of it, but there will be. Alright? somebody just texted me, give all your opinions on games you saw at E3. I literally don't care about anything but Just Cause 4, Black Ops 4, and Smash 5 this year. Everything else I really don't care about. Fallout 76, anything by Bethesda is overrated in my opinion, because the second it like is announced, it already wins Game of the Year. Same with Rockstar. Like, everybody is like, oh my god, they make the best games, and it's like, have you played it? And they're like, yeah, for about an hour. And you're like, you can't play a game for an hour and say it's Game of the Year. You have to play a game for hours, multiple. I say at least 10 before you really get a, like, you know, where you can say a game of the Year, you know? I mean, you can play it for an hour and say whether or not you like the game, you know? But if you want to make a bold statement and say a game is Game of the Year, and be serious now, I've said Smash 5 is Game of the Year, it'll probably be Game of the Year for me, but if it doesn't win Game of the Year, I'm not going to, like, riot in the streets, you know, whatever, people have different opinions. Well, I don't know, I'm just sick of, like, Rockstar and Bethesda. Even, like, it's a little bit for Nintendo, too. The second it's announced, it's Game of the Year. Mario Odyssey is 100 times better than Breath of the Wild, and it could have won Game of the Year. That is something I will say. I played Game of the Year, or I played Odyssey a shit ton. It is a ton of fun, and it boggles my mind that Breath of the Wild beat it, you know? Odyssey is so good. If you haven't played it, buy a Switch this and play it. It is so amazing. It's the best game. Oh, somebody just reminded me about a game that was there. Okay, I'm sorry. Mario Party. Now, here's the thing, right? I don't have a lot of people that I play Switch with, but I've been talking to people, and we're going to play more with Switches, right? So Mario Party is like Smash, but to a more extreme level, right? Smash, you can have fun without, like, playing with people, right? There's, like, single-player modes, and then even in just, like, battles, you can still have fun. Like, I've gotten tons of mileage out of Smash Bros. For 3DS, and I think I only played with somebody once, right? But I'm not gonna lie, it gets old, you know? But it doesn't get old when playing with friends. And Mario Party is a lot more extreme. Mario Party, I mean, you can play it with bots, but it's too easy. You beat them in like a second. So, I mean, I'll probably get Super Mario Party, like, when it's cheaper, or maybe just wait a little bit when I have money. I just feel like getting it. Oh, shit. Where am I? Sorry. There we go. I might get Super Mario Party because it looks really good. But, or it looks fun. I like how you can play as Bowser. That's nice. You know, first time in the franchise you can play as Bowser in Mario Party. One of the most integral characters of Mario Party, or Mario in general, you know. But other than that, there's nothing else I really care about. And even Super Mario Party, I'm not gonna buy it. Somebody just asked me, am I gonna get Mario Tennis Aces? Not for a while. I played the demo. It was fine. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but I'm not gonna get it when it comes out. Mainly because I don't have money. I'm really broke right now. Because Glendevere's like, oh, I'll work you 2 shifts a week. And that's not enough. Anyway, but probably not gonna get Mario Tennis Aces because I don't really want it. Like, it seems okay. I'd say it's like a bad game. I just don't want it right now. I'm probably just gonna wait. Kind of like Super Mario Party. Looks like it. Oh, like it looks like a perfectly functional and decent game. I'm just not gonna get it when it comes out because there are bigger and better things that I have to save up for and buy. Yeah, I'd say the only game. Halo's a trash franchise. Ever since the new studio after, like, I think it's 343, ever since they got their hands on it, Halo's trash, okay? Fight me, you know, fight it, like, just Halo 4 and 5. I'm like, oh my god, it's gonna be good this year. Like, you have no Infinite. It's another thing called Infinite. You had fucking you had Infinite Warfare, you had Infinity War, and now Halo. Ah, we want to be on it. We want to be on it. And it's like, shut up. Oh my god, calm the fuck down about Infinite. And then, what else you got? What else you got? What else you got? You got, Assassin's Creed, the Syndicate, right? You NASA, low. Like, the others were bad, and then this one was just, woof, this one was bad. And so, whoever makes it, Ubisoft, I think, were like, hey, we're gonna not release an Assassin's Creed game this year, you know, because they were becoming yearly and they were becoming really bad. Because it was like, 3 was okay, Black Flags was terrible. It was like the worst thing of 3, and that was the highlight of their game. And then Unity, I was really excited for because it was like 4-player co-op, and I even bought a PS4, and then I never like got around to it, and I played it once with my friend, and I was like, this is terrible. And then Syndicate just looked like trash. And then they're like, alright, we're gonna wait a cool. Waste Origin or Onions, whatever you want to call it, right? And I was like, that looks like no thanks. And they teased or they showed off a trailer for like Odyssey, and it's like set in ancient Greece. And I'm like, yeah, good. That's a great franchise, and you know, 3 decent games. Somebody just asked me, I'm gonna get big titty goth anime girlfriend city titty same. If it's on the Switch, because that is a kids console, you know, best console in the last 80 decades. So if it's on the Switch, I'm getting it because I do want me big titty goth GF. What was shown at E3 this year? I did not care. Call me a Nintendo fanboy. I really am not a Nintendo fan. I just the games I care about. I don't care about the games I don't care about. I didn't see a lot of like new games that was like whoa. Even Nintendo's E3 was pretty lackluster. Besides Mario Party and Ultimate, because like Mario Party was out of nowhere, and I was like, oh shit. And it looks like it's going back to good Mario Party on 9 and 10. Awful. Sorry, I'm like not paying attention. I have no idea where these are. Yeah, in case you've ever played this game, this is like the super cheap way of finding shit when you really like don't feel like doing it. There they are. Yeah, there's like literally nothing. And then so like Treyarch, I don't know, I'm trying to think of all the games that were announced this year, because they're really like, oh, Resident Evil 2 Remastered, because I'm such a big fan of the Resident Evil franchise. Yes, please. Ugh. I don't know what other games were announced. Maybe there's something in chat telling me to, pick a game that was announced. Sawi Ubu. Oh, I almost stopped the broadcast. Nope. Just people wanting me to turn on chat, but I cannot. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Sorry, I did not pay attention to E3 this year, because I really don't care. I don't know what games I care about. And then if something I care about is announced, like let's say, I don't know, they're like, hey, we're remastering Force Unleashed. You know, I'd hear about that, because I follow people that care about that, you know, and will like actively pay attention. And so they'll be like, hey, Star Wars Force Unleashed remastered with great graphics coming out. And then I'd get it. Or I'd be like, hell yeah, that's a game that I didn't know about that I'd get. And then you got like, games like Smash Bros. That like the second it was announced, I was like, I'm buying it, I'm pre-ordering it whenever I can. And now you can pre-order it, so I'm gonna get it. I don't know. I also just stopped talking about E3 because, like, I don't know, there's nothing else to talk about. Just a bunch of, shitty games. Who's ready for, the next E3 title, Anthem, that they say is not gonna have loot boxes, but will, you know? Kind of like Call of Duty being like, hey, Black Ops 4 will have loot boxes, but will not have pay to win. Or, like, you know, non-cosmetic options, and you're like, yeah, shut the hell up, Activision. We all know. What was I gonna talk about? Battlefield 5. Ooh, is anybody hyped about that? Like, I heard a rumor that Battlefield 5 was gonna be like World War II, and I was like, that'll be sick. And then I saw the trailer, and I was like, there's literally a disfigured woman on Battlefield. And I don't know, if this makes me sexist, I really don't care, but like, if you're gonna make a World War II game, make a World War II game, you know? Don't have like, this is gonna make me sound really sexist, but I don't give a shit. This is my opinion. If you're gonna make a World War II game, make it a World War II game. You know who fought on the battlefield of World War II? Men. You know who didn't? Women. Like, women fought, like, in 3 battles. Whoop-de-fucking do. Like, that was, like, Stalingrad, a few fought, and, like, the French Revolution, a few fought. Maybe just on the Russian side, or Soviet side, and the French side in general. But no American women fought. No British women fought. And certainly no colored women fought, you know? It's just like, it just bugs me that, like, you know, don't say you're gonna make a World War II game and then not make a World War II game. This happened with Call of Duty World War II, and people were called, like, racist and sexist for this. I don't care, you know? If you're making a World War II game, make a World War II game, you know? And then what really got me, right? So, like World War II's campaign, right? Call of Duty World War II's campaign. If they were really going to be as inclusive as they said they were, right? They would have had women on the, like, front lines, you know? But guess what? There weren't any. It was all men. So, you know, what the hell? And then you go to, like, multiplayer, and there's black, Germans. Black women Germans, and you're like, what the hell? That didn't happen. I know that for sure. So it's like, whatever. I'm not gonna get Battlefield 5, because, you know, it's probably not. Here's the thing that really sucked. Battlefield 1 is probably one of my favorite games of all time. Like, it's not just that I'm good at it, because I'm pretty damn decent at it. When I gotta get into a groove, you know, I can't, like, not play it and then just pick it up and then just be god at it, because, you know, that's just how I am at games. But I bet if I picked it up and I played it for about an hour, I will, like, beat anybody. Shit. Oh my god, I was 1 meter away from a kilometer. Sorry. Anyway. By the way, Zach, I will talk about what you want me to talk about. Just let me finish my little spiel about Battlefield 5. Battlefield 1 was one of my favorite games of all time because it was just so much fun. And it was so beautifully done. And, like, everything in that game is crisp. From, like, the... Oof, I cannot talk about it much. And this is, like, such a stupid thing to, like, obsess about. But the melee animations are so crisp in that game. Like, you get, like, a bludgeon, like, it's like, there's classes of weapons, like, there's bludgeons, and there's daggers, and there's, like, heavy items, and, like, the heavy items all hit the same, and, like, the medium items all hit the same, and then, like, the small weapons all hit the same, but those animations are so crisp, and they're so beautiful. Like, you hit somebody with a pickaxe, like, you can tell they're done. And then, like, even when you're like, oh, this is a little stick, this can't do anything. And then literally, one of them is like, you hit them in the stomach, and they bend over, and then they look up as you're swinging them, like, to kill them. And you're just like, damn, you know? And then, you know, the weapons are, like, so much fun to use. I know there's, like, some that are overpowered, and some that are, like, really underpowered. But I really liked it. And then the DLC for Battlefield 1... though very sporadic and, like, really badly placed, I ended up buying it because, like, all 4 passes were like $15 the other day. Like, not $15 for one, $50 for all 4. And I played them, and I bought them all and I played them. They're all amazing. They're all beautiful. Like, they're as good as the, like, first game, you know? For, like, let's say Black Ops 3, right? Let's just look at the multiplayer maps for DLC, right? They're shit. Like, there's like 1 or 2 that people play, like, people usually like. And that's like Micro, which is actually a decent map. And then I can't think of any others, right? But, like, you look at Battlefield 1, and they're all amazingly crisp and wonderful. And so, I hold Battlefield 1 in such a high honor. And then, guess what? They had loot boxes, right? And you could pay for them, but they were cosmetic only. Like, the only way it wasn't cosmetic only was, like, daggers, you know? Or not daggers, melee weapons, right? And the melee weapons were essentially just skins of existing melee weapons, because they did the same exact damage, and they were hard to get because you had to get like 5 puzzle pieces, and they took some time. They took some grinding, or you could just pay for them all. But I mean, it's fine. I was okay with it. I thought they had a really good loot box system. I feel like we talked about Battlefield 1 loot boxes system because that same year, Infinite Warfare came out, and everybody was shitting on it. Nobody really like. People were excited for Battlefield 1, but nobody really talked about it like enough, I guess. I don't know. Maybe people stopped caring about it when it came out, but I didn't. I played the shit out of it, and best game of 2016 for me. It was so good. And so to see, and it was what I really liked was how it was like realistic in the people who fought on the battlefield. And then when you played the German side, they spoke in German. When you played the Arab side, they spoke in Arabic. You know, I don't know Arabic, but I can kind of tell it. And they're like, you know, and I was like, that's nice. And then the British people had British accents. The American people had American accents. And yeah, black people, but guess what? Black people fought in World War One. There were entire divisions about it, right? And so that was like, okay, that was good. Then you got World War Two coming out. World War Two looking ass. Like, you know, supposedly German people on the Axis. They didn't have like, you know, like countries. They just had allies and Axis. And yet, like, you know, it was like American accents, Cold War, and it's just like, ugh. Just stop, you know? And so then, looks like EA took a sip of whatever Kool-Aid Activision was on, and they did the same exact thing, where it's like, inclusivity World War II. And it's like, that's not World War II. Those people didn't fight in World War II. And, I don't know, I'm probably not going to get Battlefield 5, because I just don't care about it. I guess that's all of E3 that I wanted to talk about. Oh no, like people are saying that this is going to be the best year in gaming. I disagree. There's going to be like, I don't know, maybe 3 good games this year. Like I really don't know, mainly because I don't know all the games. But it's like, I don't know, people are going to crawl up Red Dead Redemption 2's ass as soon as it comes out. And so you just can't fight that. And then, yeah, it'll probably be good, but my problem with, you know, Rockstar games is they're all the same game. You literally do the same thing in every single one. GTA, like, is timey GTA. And then that bullet game is just GTA, School Edition, you know? And so people are like, Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming out. And I'm like, sweet. You mean, GTA 5 2, Westerny, you know? I mean, and it's like, Rockstar and Bethesda make the same exact game, just in different time periods. There's nothing different. Like, it's just like you go around and you don't really have a story and you just fuck shit up. That's Bethesda. And like Red Dead Redemption and GTA, they're like, oh yeah, we'll have a story. And it, like, you know, just, ugh. But anyway, yeah, so people are gonna crawl up the ass of Red Dead Redemption 2. Like, it'll be out for like a day and a half, and people are gonna be like, oh my god, game of the century. And then they're gonna be like, well, what about Red Dead Redemption 1? We can't call it game of the year, game of the millennium, without forgetting Red Dead Redemption 1 and GTA 5, and you're just like, shut up. Oh my god. Like, October is gonna be crammed to the brim with Red Dead Redemption 2, and people just like sucking its dick, talking about it non-stop. I'm just gonna be like, I just can't, you know? It's just, I don't care, you know? And then if you say you don't care about a game that everybody cares about, like, you're suddenly the worst person on earth. Like, if you tell somebody you don't give a shit about the GTA franchise and or the Elder Scrolls franchise, they're like, well, how could you have taste in gaming? You're just a COD gamer, you know? And you're like, I didn't even say what games I like. And you're out here just being a shit stain, you know? Only Bethesda game I ever played was New Vegas. New Vegas was fun, but I'm pretty sure if I played Fallout 4 or Fallout 3 or Skyrim or some other Bethesda game, I'd get literally the same experience. They literally like unveiled a new game. It's called like Starlight or Starcraft. I don't know what it's called. It's gonna be space Fallout or space Elder Scrolls. You know, it's gonna be no different. just don't care. This game will not be the best year of gaming ever, you know? That's a vast overassumption. This will be a fine year of gaming. There have been worse years, you know? In my opinion, 2017 was a pretty damn good year. You know why? Because fucking Odyssey. And even though I said Breath of the Wild shouldn't have been game of the year, I'm not gonna say it wasn't a good game. I'm not gonna say Nintendo didn't come out flexing in 2017, you know? I guess maybe, you know, Breath of the Wild. Anyway, game of the year should have been Breath of the Wild or Odyssey, and I would have picked Odyssey, but I guess it's fine. You know, whatever. But you know, this year, I mean, what? There's two games that I'm thoroughly excited for. One that I'm like, yeah, that'll be cool. There's two games definitely that I'm gonna be pre-ordering as soon as I get money. One of them is Smash 5, the other is Just Cause 4. And then there's one where I'm like probably gonna pre-order it, but I'm not too like happy, like not too enthused about. That's Black Ops 4, just cause you know zombies will probably be good. Treyarch knows what they're fucking doing. When it comes to zombies and characters and gameplay and guns and mechanics and blah blah blah. And multiplayer will probably be fine. I'm probably not gonna play it for the first month of owning Black Ops 4. And then you got Blackout, which is Battle Royale, and I hate Battle Royale, but it might actually be fun because it's old Call of Duty weapons and characters and guns and themes and maps. And so I'm looking forward to that. Maybe just as like a nostalgia trip, buy me about a week, and then just be like, oh wait, this is just Battle Royale. I hate Battle Royale. Literally today, I downloaded H1Z1 Battle Royale when it came out on PS4. Like the day it came out. And I didn't play it until today. I played one game and I was like, fuck Battle Royale, and I deleted it because I hate it. And so, I mean, I'll probably try to like Blackout, but I probably won't. And then there's a game where I'm definitely not going to pre-order. Then there's two games where I'm like, I'm not going to pre-order you, but you look fun. And I might, like, I don't know, wait. And that's Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Super Mario Party. And I guess you could throw Mario Tennis Aces in there, where I'm not going to get them when they come out, but maybe, you know, there's a time where I have extra money. And I'll just do it now. I've been sitting on this request for quite some time. And I'm sorry, Zach, for not doing it yet, but I'm going to do it right now. So I mentioned that I'm going to quit Glendoveer because I really do not like a lot of the things going on right now. I don't like how we're hiring so many people. I don't like the management, like at all. I don't like anybody really on management. And then, you know, yeah, there's just a lot bad about Glendoveer. But there's some great people that I love, and I'm gonna name them off. Sorry if I forget your name, but just remember I won't forget your actions. So there was Zachary, Tyson, Ethan, the Glendo boys, and then there was a man named Joseph, a man named Dash, boss man Brian, of course, is a good man. Victor, of course. I don't really count him as Glendoveer because him and I went to school, and so he was more of a school friend than a coworker, just because, you know, that's where we met first. That's how I classify it. And then there was the good old boys who closed. You got like the pro shop. That was Bryson, Ryan, Kyle, Jaime, and then Tucker. Love me some Tuck. And then Henry, who was here for like a month when I was, and then he left. He was a good man to talk to. And then David Betsky, he left. Mason, I like Mason. He's a good man. Sorry, I'm getting back to the outside boys because oh, Noah Lopez, what a man. What a G. He's a great man. Sorry, I forgot about you. I was kind of going through the outside and then pro shop, and then I never see you anymore, so I kind of forget about you. I'm so sorry, man. I feel bad because I know I'm forgetting some people. Let me go through the schedule. Sorry, this is really white trash. I don't know if I mentioned David Betsky. He doesn't work there anymore, but he was a good man, a very good man. Yeah, he's just really nice. Here it is. So I'm just gonna go down. Oh, how could I forget? The Swice Man, Nicholas Swicer, what a god. Chase, I just met him. He's nice. He's not my favorite. I don't know if I mentioned Dash, but Dash. Ken Collins, what a man. The new outside manager. I'm gonna miss seeing his raid because I feel like he'll be a good man. And then literally, it's just all the new people who I've either worked with once or twice or never worked with. And congratulations, you're part of the reasons why I want to quit. You know, and it's also just like I'm done with Glendoveer. You know, it was a part of my life and I had fun. But I was talking to one of my good friends, and him and I were just saying that the spark is gone. You know, what made Glendoveer such a beacon of hope and fun and just, you know, goofing off is gone. You know, it's not like the bond with the people are gone. It's just the bond with the job is gone, and that's, I don't know. There's so many reasons why I don't want to work there anymore. There's that the bond with the job is gone. There's the management sucks. There's we're way overstaffed, and so I'm getting less shifts as a part of it. Like we have way too many people. And then another reason is this might just be because I'm not working enough. But gas is really fucking expensive in my new car, right? And I love my new car, but like, Jesus Christ, it's like 45, 50 bucks to fill the tank, right? And so, I can either work 5 minutes away from my house or 20 minutes from my house. And then if I work 5 minutes from my house, I could get more shifts because it's a new job, blah, blah, blah. And then, I mean, there are a few jobs that'll probably pay me more because, you know, they probably value their workers more than Glendoveer Golf and Tennis. Glendoveer Golf and Tennis doesn't give a shit about its workers. I think to them, we're all expendable. You know, and that's, I mean, yeah, we're minimum wage workers, but that's not, sorry about that. That's not how you should treat your employees, as expendable, even though we are. And so, yeah, I'm done. But, sorry, not to bag on about Glendoveer Golf and Tennis. I was told that I should talk about the good times. And there are good times. Yeah, I don't know where to start, so I'll just start at the beginning, you know. First shift I worked with basically a lot of people that I still really like today. You had it was 5 people for a shift, which is normally weird. Usually have a 3. There was no major events going on that day, so it was just odd looking back. And so it was me, Boss Man Brian, Joseph, who I don't know, think I mentioned that I liked him. I like him. Dash and Noah, all good men, all great men. And so they were all super nice to me. They were all like helping me out because I was a new kid, you know. And they were all just super nice to me. And so I really appreciated them for what they did. And then I think the next shift, or maybe like the next shift ever, that's what I met Tyson. And he's a great man. And it's kind of funny because he was like, I guess he was talking to some people, right? And he was like, yeah, Chandler's a little weird, you know? Like, that was like the next day after shift, right? And so, now we're like pretty good friends. So I was like, it's just funny, you know? And then, yeah, I didn't have a lot to talk about Tyson with, you know? He was just like, hey, can you cover my shift this week? And I was like, sure, man, I need the money. And that was really all we talked about, because I was really nervous. Mind you, this was like my 3rd shift there. So I am super nervous, right? But he was still nice to me, you know? He wasn't like, fuck you, you know? He was like, hey, man, what's up, you know? And then, not too long after that, maybe even before that, I worked my first ever shift with a man named Zach. And this man, Zach, first of all, I was a little, like, nervous about him because he seemed kind of, like, I wouldn't say hostile, but, like, he was kind of like, oh, who are you covering for? And I told him I was covering for a guy named Ethan, which we'll get to Ethan in a little bit. But Ethan and Zach and Tyson, they're all really good friends. They went to school for a while. I don't know how long. I actually don't know how, so I'm not going to guess because I don't want to be wrong. But I'm just going to say for a while, and they've been friends, like, best friends for a while. and I'm glad to call them my friends. But anyway, so I covered Ethan, and he didn't know. So you know, to be working with this new guy when you thought you'd be working with like one of your best friends, I can understand being a little ticked off. But I mean, Zach and I, we just got to talking. We found out, like, I know this is like not a really like thing like to base a friendship on, but we both really like movies and like video games, so that was a really easy way. And then one way I really like grew to him, and like I know this isn't like his favorite thing ever, but he knows who George Michael is. And for me, I'm not gonna say that doesn't like make or break a relationship, or it doesn't break a relationship, but it definitely does make it. And I don't know why. It's just because I love George Michael so much. I idolize him. He is, you know, he's my idol, to say the very least, you know. And so the fact that this guy not only knew him, but at least liked his music and knew some of his music and was like willing for me to kind of like nerd out for a second or two and just like talk about George Michael with him, and it was an experience like any other, because like he's kind of the first guy I've ever met who like is my age and knows who George Michael is, and that was really something for me. You know, it really affected me and really glad like Zach. And you know, Zach is just a great man. You know, that also. Oh, you know, I don't know. That's, but like you know, I love Zach and I love Tyson. And then we didn't become best friends like that first day, but how we kind of like, I think when we first started like talking to each other as friends is one day I worked like double, or I worked a tournament, right? And he was working that, I think he worked the same tournament shift as, I think he did. And both got off at the same time, and we were walking to our cars, and we were just kind of like making small talk, because again, we weren't like, we were just like friendly. I wouldn't even say we were friends at this point. And we were like, hey, what are you going to do after this? And I was like, oh, I work a double. I'm going to go to sleep and then just come back, maybe do a little homework. He was like, oh, I'm going to go play Battlefront. And I am actually a really big fan of the first Star Wars Battlefront for what it was, you know. I'm not a fan of Battlefront 2, but Battlefront 1, when it first came out, I loved. And, like, you know, this is the 2015 one, not like the OG one. Just have to clarify that. And so I hadn't met a lot of people who like really appreciated it for what it was, you know, like a super realistic Star Wars Battlefield game, you know. And you know, he was like, oh man, I love it, I feel like it's underrated. And I was like, yes, this man is intelligent. And so that really like, I don't know, like had us grow on each other, I guess, because we had like same opinions on video games. I know that's a little stupid, but like, you know, it helped us like come closer, you know. And so that's how, I think that's, you know, and then there's more times that I'll get into about them, you know. I'm just like trying to talk about how I met them. And so that was great. And then, so fast forward maybe 2 or 3 months. Yeah, it was like wet. I can't remember the exact day, right? So normally there's 3 people per closing shift, and when it rains at Glendevere, it's a really shitty shift because yeah, carts don't go out, but you can't drive on the range. I work at a golf course, by the way, and so you have to roll the range, and it's a really shitty, unfun job, blah blah blah. Anyway, so the first time I ever worked with Ethan was one of these shifts, and it was just him and I. And so I had never met this guy before. You know, I had like, sometimes when I worked with somebody for the first time, like with both Zach and Tyson, I'd at least met him. Like on my first day, I think Joseph drove me, like found Tyson on the golf course and was like, hey, this is the new guy. And like Tyson was playing golf, and Tyson was like, what's up? And then one of my other shifts, I had like worked it, and I'd worked a mid, and Zach was coming to close. And so I had met Zach, you know, before I had worked with them, and then I worked with them, so I had already known them. But I had never met Ethan, never talked to Ethan. I had only known about Ethan from like Joseph, Zach, and Tyson. Like they had all mentioned him, and so I'd never worked with him before. And this is my first shift ever, and this guy was so nice to me. I mean, like it was kind of weird, you know, working 3 months at a place and still haven't had ever like met certain people. Like literally, I'm not talking about like management or like other departments, but I'm talking about like in your department, you know. It's crazy to have still never met somebody. Like there's still somebody named Josh. People who works at Glenavere know him. I've never met him. I've never talked to him. And I've been working at Glenavere for 9 months, 10 months. I mean, that's insane. So, but I'm just talking about this Ethan, right? So I'd never talked to him, never met him, and he was just super nice to me. He was like funny, and we just like we dicked around until we had to start working. And then so the night before, something had happened, and it caused me to cry for the first time in about 5 years. And so I was still really emotionally affected by it. Like it was still hurting. So when I was distracted by, he really did a great thing. He didn't even know it, but he was such a good man that night. He was able to distract me from this immense weight that was weighing down upon me that night. Like, I can't talk enough about what he did, and he didn't even know what he did. You know, he was just able to distract me, and then we started working. And when you start working, like actually working, you're away from your coworkers, so you don't really have time to chat. And so I kind of was forced to just think about nothing else but this quite sad event, or quite sad experience. And so I was just in a down mood, and then all of a sudden he was just like, "Hey man, you okay?" Like, I didn't even say anything. He was just like, "Hey man, you okay?" And that just meant so much to me in my time of need, that I just knew that this guy was something else, you know? I mean, he's just so caring, and everybody I've met at Glenavere, all the people I like, they're all just so kind and caring, especially Zach, Tyson, and Ethan. They're such great men, and I'm so privileged to know them. And just, you know, they've all helped me in times where I really needed them the most. And I can't ever say thank you enough for that, you know? I can never, like, thank them enough for how they make me feel about myself. And that's just something for the books. I mean, I don't know. It's time for me to leave Glenavere. Glenavere and I are done. But I'm not going to say that I didn't miss the memories. And I'm not even going to say that I'm not going to thank Glenavere for the wonderful people it's introduced into my life, you know? That's my little talk about those guys. I could talk about like some funny moments or some shit that happened. It's gonna take a while, because I mean, I've worked a bunch of shifts at Glenavere. I don't know them all by heart, but I guess I could start. So I don't know. I'll talk about the time I tipped a cart. So one time, I had mentioned David Betsky earlier, right? So one time it was raining, and somebody told us to go, like, pick up some balls, and the way you had to go down there, right, is we take a golf cart down this little hill, right? So it was really muddy, and so we were going down the hill, and for some reason, as we were going down this really steep hill, he decides to brake. Like, he decides to hit the brake, and so that causes the cart to turn and then fall on its side. Mind you, I was on the side that the cart fell on, so I just hit the ground. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And he's like, oh shit, dude. And so we just fell. We just tipped the cart in front of everybody at the range, right? And so we immediately get out, and we, like, I got my shoe stuck, like, underneath the cart. And so here I was, in one shoe and one sock, in the mud, on a hill, and me and this guy named David, we're trying to push up a cart. And luckily we did. Him and I, like, carts aren't too heavy, and so it was really easy. But I mean, yeah, it was just that was pretty fucking funny. No damages happened, but except for I did hit my head really hard. I don't think I got a concussion, but I hit my head hard and it hurt so much. And then, like, the next day I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm fine. But that night, oof, it was hard to work. What else was pretty funny that happened? Sorry if you're, like, working for Glenavere and I forget some, like, events. Because my mind is a little blank right now. It is 11:45. I don't think I'm gonna get off right now. I think I'm gonna still stream a little bit because I'm enjoying just talking to the abyss. But I don't know. It'll be nice to relive some old Glendo memories. Oh, he also told me to talk about Glendo PD. Glendo PD is amazing. So what Glendo PD is, right? So we've had a few break-ins, like car break-ins, like at cars in the past couple months. At Glendale, right in our parking lot. So what we do to avoid work is we say we're going on Glendale Patrol or Glendale PD, where we just drive around the parking lot and bullshit. And if you follow me on Snapchat, you may see my stories where I'm like, Glendale PD, look for Davids and drivers and Putneys and Juniors, you know? That's just me, like, not working, because I don't want to work. And so, I'll just be driving around, and I'll just be fucking off, you know? Because that's just so much fun. And so that is just like, that is also a little bit where friendships are made, you know? Because it's just, you're just bullshitting, you know? The whole time with some great people. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. That's what we call skills, ladies and gentlemen, look it up in the book. Actually, no ladies are watching this. Who am I kidding? Yeah, going to PD is nice. I mean, like, one time we've stumbled upon a car that was broken into, but like the police were already there, so we were just like, oh shit, what's going on? And they're like, somebody's car got broken into, and then we were just like, okay, what do you want us to do? And my boss was like, just clean up the glass. And so that's what I watched my coworkers do, because like they had just started doing it, and there was like 3 coworkers doing it, and I was just like, cool, this is great, glad to watch. But yeah, that's Glendale PD. It's a lot of fun. It's our way of getting out of work. People question me about it all the time, and I'm like, all the time. One guy was like, what's Glendale PD? And so I have to explain it to him, you know? What else was pretty fun at Glenavere? I mean, I guess, you know, we've gotten into shenanigans. We've gone down hills by, like, really fast. That's a lot of fun. I remember one time I was working a shift with Tassin and Zach, right? And we finished it up, and they're like, "Hey, let's go to little T-Bell and McDonald's for dinner." And I was like, "All right." So we went through the drive-through, and I was driving because I can't remember why they didn't want to drive their cars, but we'll just say formality. I don't know. They just didn't want like them to drive, and so I was like, "I'll drive. I don't care." And so we rolled out to the first one, and like in the most southern accent you can imagine, it was like, "Howdy, feller." Mind you, this is 10 o'clock at night, 10:30, maybe even 11. I was like, "Howdy, feller. Can I get me some tacos and bean burritos?" And god damn, it was so much funny. And like the entire order, like I ordered like 5 things at Taco Bell, and like I said the southern accent the whole time. It was amazing. And even like when I was picking, I was like, "Thank you kindly," and I think the guy started to do it too, like the guy who gave us our food, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And then so, since it was my car, I got to pick the music, right? Because you know, driver picks the music, shotgun chucks, cool, right? Um, so I had to decide because I was with some friends, you know, you can't just play like loser music, right? You gotta play fun music, you know? Because you're with your friends, you know? You gotta show them that you're a suave man. So I started going into my YouTube hits, right? Because there's just some stuff that's not on Spotify. So I went to my YouTube, and I found a video that I had saved. It was the Pirates of the Caribbean theme, ear rape, for 15 minutes. And it was just like the main thing. No slow mo. It's like dun 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 dun, you know, like that. And so we pull out of Taco Bell, and I start blasting this as high as it can go, and it is loud because it's ear rape, you know. And we are literally shaking the car because we're just like vibing so much. It is so much fun. And then we roll up to McDonald's, right? And it's still loud as shit, mind you. And so I'm like, alright, we gotta turn this down. So we literally, like, we're at the thing, and I turn it off right as they're finishing. They're like, look at McDonald's, man, take your order, you know? And so, I think I do the southern accent again, just because it was a lot of fun, right? And so I'm like, yeah, can I get me some McChicken tenders, or McChicken, whatever. I can't remember what I ordered. That's not important. And so I ordered it, and then as soon as we're done ordering, we blast it again, like as loud as it can go. And so we are shaking the car because we're just like, we're ironically vibing, okay? But it was so much fun. Like, we were laughing unironically, but we were vibing ironically, if that makes sense. I don't know. We're on like 8 levels of irony here, right? That's just Gen Z humor for you. And so we're shaking the car, and we roll up, and we turn the music down, and then I'm back to like, ee, brother. And then, we get our food, and the second we get it, it's back up to full volume. That was such a fun night, because it was also, that night was also New Year's Eve, right? Or that was like New Year's Day, right? And so I had just had like a pretty fun New Year's Eve, and so I was like, I don't know what I had more fun, the New Year's Eve or New Year's Day working, right? Because there was actually a time where I enjoyed working in Gundabir, right? And I was working with my boys, and we had a little celebration. Like, I brought in pizza, somebody brought in like party favors, a game, and like apple cider, and then I can't remember who brought who. All I remember is that I brought pizza. So I'm not, again, I don't want to say this person brought this and this person didn't bring this, because I honestly can't remember, and I just don't want people mad at me right now, right? So that was just a great night. Like, that was just so much fun. And then what else? I don't know. A pretty fun shift that I had was actually, I'll talk about, never mind, I won't. So my friend Victor, right, from school, his first shift, I actually asked somebody if I could take their shift to work it, because I really wanted to be there, and plus I was working with my good pal Zach, so I was like, alright, this will be a great first shift with him. I'll be, you know, not teaching him, but like leading him around, you know, showing him what to do and what not to do, and like teaching him all the stuff that like the person who taught me didn't teach me, stuff that's important, you know, like stuff that I didn't learn until like 3 months in, and I was just teaching to him on his first day. And so that was just a fun shift. So we were just driving carts around and washing them, and then all of a sudden this guy was like emptying the porta pot, and he just ran over to us like, hey, can you tell your boss to stop having homeless people shitting in the urinals, or stop shitting in the porta pots, because it's really hard to clean up. And we were like, we'll talk to him, but nothing's gonna change, because we can't stop the homeless being homeless, you know? They're their own entity, you know? We can't stop them as much as we can't stop the sun from rising, you know? The only way you could fix that is if you fix the homeless problem in Portland, but it never will, because it is Portland, to be real. Portland is a shitty city, and Guinevere is right in Portland. Anyway, so that was just fun, and then, I mean, I don't know, got deep with Victor. Victor's a good man. Victor's a great man. And then Zach was just like really nice to Victor, you know. He was like, hey, you know, I kind of did grow him. I was like, hey, be nice to this kid, you know, it's his first shift, and I don't know how he's gonna do. Hopefully he does well, and he did do well. I think he's a good worker. He's a lot better than someone like me, you know. I don't know. I'm sorry if you're from Guinevere and you're watching this and you're like, talk about the time with the this, or talk about the time with the this, and I'm just like, you know, I'm just like, I don't know what the hell to talk about. I'm just trying to like keep it vibe, yo. So I've been told, sorry. Sorry, people want to watch it, so I'm just trying to like help them, you know? Help them watch it. I'll talk about the times we investigated. Oh, I know what to talk about. This is a fun one. So we have this worker, right? I'll talk about that too. Zach. So we have this coworker. I'm not gonna name drop him because again, I don't want somebody getting the wrong idea, you know. But we had this coworker who's got sticky fingers, right? And so when we were having cars getting broken into, we were like, "Oh, this is the kid who did it," you know, just as a joke, you know. And so, like, we had one happen the day of when we were working, right? And so we were like, "It's this kid, without a doubt." And so, the three of us working that night, we got a sheet of paper and we just wrote a bunch of nonsense on it. And it was like, one of my coworkers had like gotten his car broken into. Oh, I thought that would have helped me. Like gotten his car broken into, so and he like got his Switch stolen, so he's pretty upset about that. But it was just like this was like a couple weeks prior. But we were just like joking. We were like, this man did it. There's irrefutable proof. And then that was fun. And then we also discovered one time that a chain fence or like a chain link was broken, and we assume that a car window was broken and then they broke the chain. I mean, damn. And then so we also used to play back when it got like dirty and shit. We used to play all course hide and seek. And that is literally what it sounds like, you know. We played hide and seek on the entire course. And that's really hard, especially when you don't have carts and you're out of shape and you have to run. And it's like uphill, you know. But it was so much fun. I played with my friend Zach and Tyson, right? And so the whole thing was a non-stop mind game, right? So it was initially them two against me, right? And I thought it was just hide and seek, so I found them early on, and I was like being sly, right? I was like, oh, I'm gonna catch these boys, and then you know, they're gonna be dead. Good night, Dylan, by the way. I don't know what's going on with chat. Sorry. Yeah, chat's not working right now. Chat speech isn't working. I'm just talking about Glendoveer and the good times I had because I'm probably going to quit. Or I am going to quit as soon as I get another job. But I've already gone into that. If you want to hear about that, just watch an earlier version of the stream. I've talked about the good and the bad of Glendoveer, and I talked about the bad kind of as a prelude, and then I've now switched into the good times. And so we play like all course hide and seek, right? And so the one time I played it, right, it was with Tyson and Zach and me, and so I thought it was just you find them and you get within like, I don't know, shouting distance, you win, right? And so I found them and I got really close to them, and they started running. They're like, no, you have to like catch us. And I was like, that was never a rule. So but I actually caught Zach, right? And so I was like, Zach, you're gonna help me find Tyson. And so I was, because I think it was like, if I found Tyson, I didn't have to roll or something like that. I can't remember. And so I had negotiated, I called Tyson, right? And I negotiated with him that if, right. How did it go again? I think if him and I found each other, that person had to do the range with Zach, right? Like, had to roll with Zach. Because we have two rollers, and the other person would get to each other, right? I think that's how it went. But if none of us got found, Zach would have had to done the range all by himself. And so that was like mind games, and we ended the game at 7. And so me trying to win the game, I went everywhere. Like, my golf course touches Gleason and Halsey, right? The main entrance and everything is on Gleason, but we also have an entrance on Halsey. So I went out the Halsey entrance and I just left. Like, I got like 2 blocks down the street, and I was like, I probably shouldn't be away from the golf course right now. And so I went back on the golf course, right? And so we have like a bunch of little like forest pockets, right? And so I went into one of the forest pockets, right? And I found a hobo camp, and I got really scared because I found like a suitcase and like clothes and just a bunch of shit, right? And I was really scared because I was like, oh shit, what if the owner comes, you know? And I'm just like some scared, defenseless 17-year-old, you know? I mean, I guess I'm not really that defenseless. But anyway, I was scared. And so I kind of ran away. And then I able to caught up with Tyson. And I said, hey, uh, truce, all bets are off. Let's just stall the game out and wait for Zach, you know? And so that's what we did until like 7:30, right? And so we finally, it got to 7:30, right? And Zach and Tyson were in the same cart. And I was like, I flipped the switch on them. I totally got them. They'll disagree, but I totally got them. I said, original game was on at all time, brother. And I won. I tagged them both at the same time, and I won. But then I rolled because I really don't like to shag like the roads, and plus I'm really slow at it. So like I kind of feel a little self-conscious. I guess not self-conscious. I feel bad for holding up my boys, and so I'm like, I'm okay at rolling. I can do that at a decent pace, and so I just rolled along with Zach, and I think Tyson did the roads, and that was a really fun shift overall. I don't know what else. What else was a pretty good memory? So that kind of, and then so we, okay, so Zach, and then a man named Dash, who I've talked about, and I said is a good man, and Zach, Dash, and I, right? We went back out to the homeless camp, and I think they had worked a shift together, or one of them had worked a shift. I can't remember. Like, but I wasn't there, but they had investigated it, and so we investigated it some more. And we found like pill bottles and hats and like empty beer cans and empty beer boxes and just a bunch of trash. And so that was really interesting and really fun. That was, I think that's basically all that happened with Hobo Camp. And then, I mean, we've gone on a little Glendale PD to investigate the Hobo Camp since, but we've just gotten really busy in the summer. Because in the winter, there's about 5 hours of work. 2 or 3 of them you're not doing anything, but then the other 2 to 3 hours you're busting your ass. Sorry about that. And so, sorry. You know, that's just how it is. So, but in the like summer, it's like 5 hours of straight work. Like, it's a lot easier, but it's like straight, you know? Like there's not really any like long breaks. Like maybe you'll get like a 10-minute break where there aren't any carts. Or like you can just stop on the range because you're going at a good pace and you're just like, you're like, yeah, I'll just take a little teeny weeny break. But I mean, you know, there's no like 2 hour, 3 hour straight long breaks in the summer shift. So we just don't have time to go investigate shit like that anymore. And maybe, I don't know, I haven't really thought about this too deeply yet, but maybe that's why I'm not liking Glendoveer anymore. Because those like 2 to 3 hours where you didn't work, that's when friendships were made, you know? That's when people had nothing to do, so they just, you know, they just talked or they just goofed around, and that was like amazing time. So, I mean, I don't know. And I also think, you know, it's the other reasons, you know, I've just moved on from Guinevere. So I'm, you know, gonna quit probably with, hopefully, I mean, if we're talking like ideal, you know, there's a Panda Express near my house that's hiring, and they're offering more than Guinevere, and it's like 5 minutes from my house as opposed to 20. And so, in a Fantasyland, right, I fill in an application, turn it in tomorrow, right, and then I say call him back. Either like maybe I turn it in early on Wednesday and call him later on Wednesday, or call him on Thursday, right? Probably call him on Thursday, you know, give him a day. And then I'm like, hey, I turned in an application. They're like, oh, hey, we need people. Fucking come on in for an interview. And they're like, when can you start? And I'm like, when do you want me to start? I'm ready to quit this bitch. And so, like, you know, that would be an ideal world. But in all honesty, it might be a month before I find a new job. I'm also not actively working that hard, just because this sounds like a lame excuse, but my computer is kind of being shitty right now. So that's unfun. But we'll see. And plus, I mean, I also know, back when I first started applying for jobs, I think I applied for like 5 jobs, right? Or like, I just applied for like a bunch before I even applied at Glendoveer. And so I didn't think that you really had to call, but you do. It's so important to call. Calling when you're trying to get a job. and like turn in your application, and then the day after you say, hey, did you get my application? You know, that, I mean, it shows that you care about the job, and so they'll be like, oh yeah, 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 I got it, or whatever, you know. And then that can also be like, oh, are you interviewing for that position? And they can either go, oh yeah, can you come in? Or they'll be like, no, but your thing is on file. And that's like good enough if it's like a job you want, you know? Like say, what's that, somewhat, like let's say you play golf and you really want to work at like somewhere like Glenview because of free golf, you know? And you're just on file, that's still good, you know? Um, what, uh, talk about, what other good window help me? Some fun times, some memories. There. Sorry, I'm just thinking. Someone told me to stream more. I likely will. I love streaming. And I'll probably be streaming with friends. I'll try to get them to play like zombies or something because I love Call of Duty Zombies. And I actually love really playing with friends. So if I can play it with friends and if I can stream it, that'd be fantastic. But, I mean, I don't know what else can I talk about Glenview. Don't get me wrong, there's a ton of good moments. I'm just spacing out right now. We also got into a lot of trouble. I mean, I've put in a car out of commission once. Literally, the last shift I worked, there was like a tournament, and there was a bunch of vendors there, and somebody left a cardboard cutout of like this guy, right? And so we were like, what if we burn it? And so, I don't know why, maybe one of the advertisers was like some big match corporation, but there were a shit ton of matchbooks like in cards, and so I ended up with like 5 at the end of the night. And so we like put this guy up and we just burned him to the, like we just burned him, and it was, I don't know, it was really fun. It was a really bad idea because it was a lot of plastic, and the plastic started dripping and then sticking to the pavement, and so we ended up having to put him out just so, like, you know, not a lot of like plastic ended up on the pavement, you know. But I mean, I don't know, it was a lot of fun. I don't know what else to talk about. Guinevere giveth, but Guinevere can also taketh away. And I feel like that's as good as any to end the stream. I'm glad I streamed tonight. I kind of just wanted to, honestly, I was playing, I knew about, so when I started the stream, right, it's called like Thors hammer found in Dusty Divot. I'll show you where that is. It was a joke, okay? So I was streaming, or I was just playing Just Cause 3 today, and I remembered that, and I was like, oh, I remember seeing a video of like Allier, and he was like, Thor's hammer found in Dusty Divot, like when season 4 first came out of Fortnite. Mind you, if I'm wrong on something, just let me know, because I probably am. I don't play Fortnite. I hate Fortnite. But anyway, so I was just like, yo, holy shit, that's Thor's hammer. What if? And so that came up with the stream, and that was the beginning. I was like, yo, this is Fortnite Season 5. And then I just immediately, like, showed off the hammer and was like, alright, we're gonna, like, not be joking anymore. We're gonna just start playing. And so, just for any people who didn't see it, I will show you Thor's hammer in Dusty Divot. Any last minute Glenview things to talk about? Oh, one time I got struck by lightning. That was fun. So I was working we have mid shifts, right? And in the winter, you don't need 2 people to work in mid shift, so one person works it. And it's 6 hours all by yourself. And it is the worst shift. That's not hard, but it's just the worst because you're just so bored. You can't talk to people in the pro shop because either like the mid shift people, like they're not bad, but like, you know, they're not like the closing people. Like the closing people who work the pro shop are like powerful men. But like the people who like work the midship, they're okay, but like I don't know, they're just not my fave, And so you can't really talk to them though because like the boss is there and he doesn't let you like, oh, I don't want you talking to people while you're working. It's bad for business. And you're just like, you're probably right, but I don't care because I'm bored. And so I wasn't doing anything, and so I started going outside and I started doing like an outside pick because we have big nets on the range, but shit falls out all the time. And so like we have to go out and get them. Sorry, I'm gonna back up so I can see the whole picture. I don't know where it is exactly. I just know it's on this mountain. So anyway, I was doing it and it was kind of a stormy day. And then all of a sudden I just saw this giant flash and I was like, what the hell? And then literally less than a second later it was just boom, and I was like, oh shit, I'm going inside. And so I went inside for like 10 minutes and I was like, I think it's good. So I went back out and I finished my job. It was fun. It was really scary. Did I come from the right way? I think I had to be more this way. There it is. Okay, there it is. See this giant crater? I'm going to shoot at. It's this giant crater right there. So this is Dusty Divot in Fortnite Season 5. As you can see, they added a mountain. That's cool. I'm going to go faster this way. I did buy the DLC for this game because honestly, sometimes I like this game more than other games. Like I forget about how much I love Just Cause 3. It's such a good game. If I had to rank my top 10 games of all time, I know the top 4 would be neck and neck between Force Unleashed, Pokemon Platinum, Brawl, and Call of Duty Black Ops 1, right? Like those are all neck and neck. I'd have to like contemplate it for a year about whether or not to play them. But I would say Battlefield 1 and Just Cause 3, maybe even Black Ops 2, they all deserve their like rightful place on this list. But anyway, yeah, here's the hammer. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool little Easter egg. But I mean, I was like, yo, Thors hammer, Dusty Divot. So that was the title. Yeah, so I'm gonna end the stream like it began, with Thors hammer, exclusively found on this channel in Dusty Divot. Thank you everybody who came out. I love you all. Hopefully I can figure out the chat next stream. And I will see you in the next one, baby. Woo!